folks, today is Friday, January 7th, 2022. As usual, my name is Jake Baldino, here to talk about all the video game news. Happy New Year! Hope you had a great one. You thought I was actually going to shave and cut my hair during the holiday break? You were mistaken. Let's talk about video games. There's too much. We gotta go. So the first thing is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order 2. Seemingly a leak, this time coming from video game insider and journalist Jeff Grubb from GamesBeat, VentureBeat, who said that we are going to see Jedi Fallen Order revealed pretty soon, before E3. The estimated date is seemingly like May, like its own breakout separate reveal, and for some people that's really exciting because some of us really liked Jedi Fallen Order. I really did. I'm a big Star Wars fan. You guys know I'm extremely biased here, but so it's been quoted as some sort of significant way of a reveal for maybe the first half of the year. Don't expect like the game to come out this year, but at least an announcement. This is also something that isn't like crazy new. If you follow this stuff closely, you know that Respawn has talked about the fact that they are making another Star Wars game. So is it gonna continue Cal Kestis' journey, or are they just gonna let you play as Darth Vader now? Who knows? But I'm excited to see what comes of this, if this rumor is true, of course. Take it all with a grain of salt. But at the very least, it's one that makes sense. Now, along with that, in terms of taking some things with a grain of salt, we've also got some Days Gone drama. So, believe it or not, the former Sony Bend game director Jeff Ross, who doesn't work there anymore, who left the studio to work on something else, has aired some grievances on Twitter, like everybody does, but specifically about Days Gone 2 and Sony's response to Days Gone in general. He tweeted the other day, and I quote, "At the time I left Sony, Days Gone had been out a year and a half and a month and sold over 8 million copies. It's since gone on to sell more, and then 1 million plus on Steam. Local studio management always made us feel like it was a big disappointment." This is in response to the article or the big announcement that Sony made that Ghost of Tsushima sold 8 million copies. Where a lot of people look at kind of the disparity between the two, where it's like, hey, why isn't Sony celebrating the fact that Days Gone also sold well? So Jeff Ross went on David Jaffe's YouTube channel, podcast type thing. Of course, the creator of Twisted Metal and God of War, who is now a content creator, just like me. We're the same. There was actually a really good conversation there where Jeff Ross kind of elaborated on a lot of things, talking about how those sales numbers are still estimates, of course, but also just some details about what the studio was working on, how they pitched Days Gone 2, and how Sony really was asking about anything other than that, including possibly a Siphon Filter reboot or a new Resistance game that was also kicked around. But we now know that Bend is working on a new intellectual property. They're not making Days Gone 2. He said it could still happen eventually, but a lot of the leadership, a lot of the people behind Days Gone have went their separate ways, so it couldn't necessarily happen the same way at Bend anyway. And I also want to point out, like, as much as he did sound salty on Twitter, he did also go on to still celebrate Bend, and he's excited to see what they're working on next. The way I look at it, and you know, I'm always like Mr. Brightside, but like maybe it's just cynical. It's just PR stuff. I feel like Sony is going to be more likely to celebrate and sing from the rooftops their critically acclaimed darlings than A Days Gone, which had a huge fan following, but not the greatest critical consensus. Also, not the worst critical consensus. So I don't know. It's weird, but thought it was interesting. So I want to hear what you guys think about this. This is the spicy drama of the week. Also, CES happened this week in Las Vegas. So we got a bunch of new tech news, but thankfully a bunch of gaming news. So on the PC side, we got a bunch of stuff like a crazy new Samsung monitor, an Asus keyboard with a cool little LED thing in it. We got a new over-the-top prototype thing from Razer, this time a desk called Project Sophia that's fully modular and pretty gorgeous. AMD and Intel announced a suite of new CPUs. AMD and Nvidia announced a suite of new GPUs, both coming in with new affordable cards, with Nvidia's being $250 and AMD's being $200. We'll see how easy it is to get our hands on that. Nvidia also announced the 3090 Ti, and apparently this thing is going to be a beast. They're also calling it the 3090 Ti, and I'm not calling it that. Sorry, guys. But again, kicking back to PlayStation news, Sony came out and revealed more about the PSVR 2. We got a full spec dump this time around, more details around the haptics on the headset itself and the controllers, And it sounds pretty interesting, and spec-wise, as someone who uses VR, it seems like it's pretty competitive. It seems like it's going to be pretty decent. This is going to be PSVR for the PlayStation 5. Sony has not yet clarified, at least as far as I've seen, in terms of backwards compatibility. They haven't had a comment or anything like that, which... but at the very least, they also announced a new game, a Horizon Zero Dawn style spin-off experience. Is it going to be a killer app? I don't know. I still think I need to see more games for this thing as someone who is deep in the PC VR ecosystem. But what is great about this PSVR setup is that it's also now completely one single wire. Now, as you probably know, the PSVR setup was pretty complicated. There was limited tech. The tech is evolving so quickly, and now it's at the forefront. Thankfully, it's just USB-C, and boom. That's going to make things a lot easier, more accessible for a lot of folks. It's not true wireless, but still, the fact that you just plug the thing into your PS5, put it on your head, and good to go. I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. The fact that Sony has stuck with PSVR for a second iteration is pretty cool. And, you know, kind of unexpected. So we'll see. The specs look good, but of course, at the end of the day, bottom line, it comes down to the games. Hey, next up, big thanks to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. That's right, new year, new fresh online security. We've been using NordVPN on our machines here at the office, and I have it on my phone, and it's been going great. Now, with it, all of your data stays safe behind a wall of next-generation encryption, and what I like about NordVPN is that it just straight up protects your data. They have a strict no logs policy, so your private data isn't collected or stored or sold or anything like that. They have a ton of VPN servers in 59 countries, not only for security, but for the fast, stable connections and benefits like instant access to hundreds of streaming websites around the world. And it's super easy to set up on all of your devices, and it's basically like one click and you're good to go. Plus, it's got some simple and sweet Chrome and Firefox browser extensions as well. So take control of your internet experience today with NordVPN. Right now, you can get a 2-year plan at a huge discount plus 1 month additional free when you go to nordvpn.com/GameRanks, and it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. So once again, that's nordvpn.com/GameRanks, or click the link in the description box down below. And thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring our videos. Also, in other news, E3 2022 is going to be once again an all-digital event like it was last year. E3 and the ESA put out a statement saying that they are canceling their plans and they are going all digital once again because of ongoing concerns of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus and all that. I'm looking at it as a bit more than that. You know, E3 has had some struggles in the past few years, so I think it's more of getting players on board than really just the pandemic or anything like that. I've seen a lot of industry type people also kind of think that that's the case. It's just the fact that not as many publishers are on board with E3 as in the past. And not to be outdone, of course, Jeff Keighley himself also came out and announced that the Summer Game Fest will resume once again this summer. So basically, that's the other E3, the competitor E3. So it's getting hot and heavy. Still, with game development kind of being slowed down by people from working from home for the last year or whatever. I'm losing track of time now at this point. Games could still be a slow trickle here and there, but hopefully we get some good news this summer for games. I don't really care where it comes, whether it's an E3 thing, hopefully a stronger presentation, Summer Game Fest, whatever. Just give me the games, you know? And in other news, that's right, Konami is bringing Castlevania back to celebrate its 35th anniversary with this incredible suite of NFTs. Again, not to be cynical, but, you know, Konami, once again, will shuffle out their beloved franchises just for, you know, the possibility of some profit. And yet another, we haven't even had time to talk about all of them, but like we talked about Ubisoft a little bit, Square Enix, so many companies coming out with an NFT type of thing. And again, I don't think this is like a time for a soapbox or anything like this. You've probably heard it enough out there. There is interesting technology behind NFTs and some of the intentions, but I think when I just look at gaming, I don't want more ways to spend money in a game. I just want the game. Also, the Castlevania NFTs aren't even that good. They look not good. Switching over real quick to Xbox, the early Xbox news this year is the fact that it is getting Rainbow Six Extraction on Game Pass day one. And along with that, Xbox Game Pass is also getting Ubisoft's subscription service thing. Ubisoft Plus? I think that's what, I'm guessing that's what I'm losing track of all of them. But that is another big add to Game Pass that already has like the EA subscription service and stuff like that. So the value continues really for that subscription. That's not me shilling. That's me just looking at the offering. It's pretty big. It's kind of crazy. I don't know how it works. But if you were curious about Rainbow Six Extraction, but you didn't want to plunk down $60 or whatever it's going to cost, there you go. Also, just to start the new year off, can we get a round of applause for PC gaming? I'm putting together a PC for my cousin here, but Steam has kind of rolled into the new year 2022 with a new record for concurrent users. 27.9 million concurrent users. That's nuts. PC gaming is getting bigger than ever. It's mainstream now. It's not this weird thing anymore. We have come a long way from going to a computer store lab or a library and paying $5 to play Doom or Quake for an hour. Now also, 2 trailers wanted to link for you in the description down below. The first is a new Horizon Forbidden West trailer. Can't believe that game's coming so soon. We got another gorgeous trailer here really highlighting the tribes of this new area you're going to explore. The tribes seem pretty crazy. There's a lot going on. We also got to look at like a new enemy type as well. So that's pretty cool. The game's pretty close. I hope it doesn't get delayed again. At this point, I don't know if it will. Speaking of delays, though, Dying Light 2 is not delayed again. I'm just kidding. But we did get a video detailing the skill tree, a little bit of a look at progression. I actually personally don't like to look at this stuff. I like to just kind of see it in the game. When I jump in, I like to be surprised with skill trees. That's how boring I am. But still, if you want to check that out, that's linked in the description down below. There's a lot of Dying Light 2 stuff still trickling out. There's going to be a little bit more before the release. But also, that's going to be it this week. I definitely want to hear from you guys what you think in the comments about all the gaming news, because, you know, it's the first week of January. It's usually pretty slow, but I thought we had some pretty good stuff to talk about. So, are you going to buy a Castlevania NFT? Do you think that's really worth your Ethereum? What do you want from a Jedi Fallen Order 2, or whatever it's going to be called? Do you want to see Cal's journey continue? Do you want a new Jedi? Do you want to make your own Jedi? The possibilities are endless. What do you expect to come from E3? Are you okay with it going digital? It's like, whatever, we're all watching it at home anyway at this point, right? Let's talk about all the video game news down in the comments. We'll be down there as much as possible. We always are, but things get crazy, so if you want to yell at me directly, find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jake Baldino. New year, new us, the same exact type of stuff. We want to be consistent for you guys. We're always here. So if you enjoy this video, we're here every Friday. All you got to do is click the like button. We would very much appreciate that. But let's talk down there. Let us know what you're playing. I'm Jake Baldino. Thanks for being here. Catch you here and on the Before You Buys. Pizza's on me. Have a good weekend.